Hey Taurus, it's your girl JV. Hi Priestess. Yes, I should have rolled fresh J. I should have done that for the Aries video, but hey, I've got shit to do, and so do you. And here we are, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and or Rising for Scorpio season 2020. Now, after I did the Aries video, I was all amped and pumped, ready to knock out videos. And as soon as I disconnected from the energy and like tuned into Taurus, I was like, I need a treat. I need to eat. I need a meal. I want something decadent. And so treating yourself could be a thing that's coming up. For some of you, your treating yourself has turned into like an everyday thing. Also something that came up was possibly like reverting on diets. Let's say you were doing keto for a while and your cheat days turn into a cheat week. Some of you maybe have been eating vegan for a while and you like go back to eating cheese or eating meat or something like that, and you're like, fuck it. That could just be a thing that's coming up. Possibly like your gym schedule's been off, not working out the way that you normally did. And that's okay. It's Scorpio season. We are uncovering the shit in it. And on the 31st is the full moon in Taurus. This is your full moon, so it is now your turn, and you will be encountering some core values of your own that are coming up. You're going to encounter stuff about your core values that are coming up to be examined, to be changed. Something that came up for you guys is to look into your progressed chart. And that's basically comparing the growth of your chart from your natal chart, from your birth chart when you were born to like the current day. And it just basically, like for me, I was born 25 degrees Aries. So as of now, I'm like 29 degrees Taurus. And my Venus was, I was natally, my Venus is in Taurus. Excuse me. But now my Venus is in Gemini, according to my progress charts. And it just shows the underbelly of your growth. May just explain some things. So that's something that's coming up, is you guys digging into your natal chart, digging into your progress chart, getting back to yourself, because there are things that have changed and things that have shifted. And there are things about yourselves, truths that you've held about yourself that are coming up to be changed. And also I feel like you guys have more Aries energy, more like you're being super heavily affected by this Mars retrograde. There's a lot of aggression. There's a lot of like aggravation between, and more so when touching into your energy than in Aries is. So here we go. But look at God. Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Keep on trucking, because slowly and steadily you are mounting your darkness. You're really coming in contact with your shadow side. There's a higher level of awareness that's coming in Scorpio season for you guys. And you're really able to see what you're able to see how you can get methodical about correcting the aspects of yourself that you don't like, so you can get on your king shit. This is Sun and Taurus. So you can really progress and get towards a place of happiness. This dark horse is an embodiment of all of the rain and the hardships and the trials and tribulations that you've had to go through to get this big ass rainbow. But you gotta crawl before you walk, baby. And you guys are providers in the making. You are studying something, you rebuilding yourself. Some of you may have had a humbling kind of experience where you may, maybe you took an ego hit, possibly. Some of you also, but back to my notes, I want to finish this before I pull cards actually though. Some of you may be chain smoking too much, drinking too much. That may be something that's coming up. But right now it's time, it's okay that you're introspecting, that you're going inward, because it's time to see how you're evolving. There's like some emotional inventory, some like adult inventory as far as like how you're behaving, how things are progressing, how you're treating yourself, how you're loving yourself, where you stand with your worthiness, where you stand with your work ethic. Some of you also are really dealing with the fact that this picture, this pretty picture of the, married couple and the house with the 2.5 kids, that Disney ideal of love may be really getting a reality check. And your ruling planet Venus entered Libra yesterday. So justice, fairness, balance, maybe huge themes that are coming up now. But with Mars retrograde across from you, with Mars retrograde in Aries across from you, across from Venus, there may be themes like issues coming up that I just basically don't get caught up being a martyr, or don't get caught up in victim mode or vigilante mode. Like this, there is for some of you like this vigilante type of thing where it's just like, it's a lot. I don't even want all these cards, but okay. So yes, don't get caught up in vigilante, martyr, victim mode. And then on November 9th, Venus opposes Mars retrograde at 15 degrees. Venus will be in Libra at 15 degrees, Mars retrograde at 15 degrees Aries. And that opposition could mean for possible, like you finding middle ground in an issue, finding middle ground in something that you've been struggling with, or someone that you've been struggling with. Possibly a Libra, Taurus, Aries, or Scorpio. Possibly finding a middle ground in yourself, a resolution, possibly. And that's something that came up too, is resolution to an opposition, or an opposition that reveals resolution. So that's going to play out for all of you differently. But starting the 15th of November, Venus starts to square everything in Capricorn. So it hits it hits Pluto first, then Jupiter, then Saturn. And so there are possible tough lessons, possible challenges, possible, opportunities, overcoming obstacles. There are positive lessons and positive things to take from the squares, from those arm wrestles, from, that tension. So conflict resolution skills being cultivated, being tested, being sharpened. And then Venus enters Scorpio on the last day of Scorpio season on November 21st, which is weird because there's this weird like serendipitous feeling that goes along with it for me. So cards out so far we have are the Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, then the Lovers, the Hierophant. I did not let this many cards come out for anybody else, so y'all feel grateful. The Four of Swords, Seven of Wands, Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. So what this looks like here, honestly, is this looks like a big month, especially the middle of Scorpio season for you guys. There could be, we'll dig into this, but there could be a new partner, or you guys being at a crossroads. That's what I'm saying. There's something about this like picturesque ideal of love being examined. It either manifests and you guys like really actually get like, some of you Taurus are like bam, this is the one. I love this person. Let's commit. We get married and shacking up, caked up somewhere. And we'll overcome the haters when we're like across the world. You know what I mean? That could be something that's coming up for some of you. Some of you really wanted to be, off traveling with your loved one. But either way, I do see travel. And I do see grand opportunities for, deep commitment, really coming into yourself. This full moon really strengthens your personality, really strengthens and reaffirms. That's what it is. It's like a reaffirmation of what you stand for, what you're about, how you behave, how you carry yourself. For some of you, there is like big time, big love, commitment, marriage. Some of you, those of you who are completely like single, you guys may be working on a project or starting a new business that brings a lot of fulfillment. You get to a point where you're really able to really clearly communicate and effectively communicate the ways that you want to invest, how this makes you feel. You get, you really standing behind this, being really proud of what you're investing in, what you're creating in. Some of you may find a new like soul tribe, new group, new religion, new church. It's even like a new gym for some of you. There may be a Gemini. There may be a Gemini, Taurus, Libra, or Virgo that comes in that you're really happy with. But it looks like in like the early to middle portion of Scorpio season, there is a crossroads, like you really having to choose, what do I want to do? How do I want to feel? How do I want to progress? Some of you having a crossroads and you really needing to look to the God of your understanding for some moral authority. Judgment. Some of you guys could be thinking about pursuing something legally, and then something happens where you're like, it looks like maybe your family or somebody comes in and is like, look, you're doing too much. Or someone is like trying to pursue you legally about something and it gets washed away, it gets relieved. But it's really important this month that you guys do your work to cultivate some mental stability for yourself. Getting quiet, lots of meditation, lots of prayer, cultivating a sacred place for yourself, maybe redoing your altar, resetting up things, reconfiguring your space. You may be combating a lot of self-doubt. People may be talking a lot of shit, people may have something to say. And a lot of you may be just kind of like running away, maybe just like traveling a lot. You're like, I got what I need, fuck this, bye. That could be something that's coming up. And a lot of you get to say, I got what I need, fuck this, bye with a partner. Because bottom of the deck being the Nine of Cups, like someone could be coming in, or there could be this quest of love that you're on. Some of you may be on a spiritual journey. And this love that I'm speaking of, this commitment that I'm speaking of, you could, like, some of you like want to become a monk. Some of you just like are like celibacy. Some of you, this is like, I'm committing to myself. I'm committing to fulfill myself. I'm committing to be the partner that I want to be the husband, be the wife, be the lover that I want to be the father that I want to be. Some of you could be having a really loving encounter with a parent. There may be a mentor or a teacher or someone coming in that really shines some new light on you. And I feel like come the middle of this season, I mean, you guys are right opposite Scorpio, you find keys to wisdom. You understand something in a different way than you did before. But I do feel like a lot of you are getting a hold on your temper, getting a hold on your emotions. Like you're aware that something's out of hand, something's out of balance, and you're ready to get happy again, ready to be content, fulfilled. And with the Hierophant at the middle, the center of the reading, this is like the highest level, the highest octave of conflict resolution. It's like you really get wise, you really smart up about like what's worth pursuing, what's worth dragging out, dragging on. Some of you may be thinking about going back to school. Some of you may already be in school and already need a break from school. Like you're trying to decide if you need a break from school or if you should go to school. I would say those of you who are already tired, don't start school now. And if you do, one class at a time, like one bite at a time. Because more important than anything right now is your mental stability and you getting over. And so a lot of you are like getting over heartbreak by way of education, by way of like studying, by way of like teaching yourself something, learning something is new. Like is not new, it's important. Digging into your spirituality. Some of you need a whole new group of friends. Like you can't hang out with who you used to hang out with. Especially if there's an ex around or an ex that is tied to this group of friends. Like you just may need a break for a minute. Especially if you're in pursuit of success. And also it's like, make sure that your pursuit of success isn't based in revenge. Not like, oh, watch it, you'll see me do better with that. Like, don't do that. That's a trap. But let your ability to cultivate success for yourself just naturally prove people wrong. Don't let it be, I'm going to try to like be the best or do something, be awesome at something. Try something new or, like you just doing outlandish shit just to be seen or be thought about differently. Just genuinely be who you are. That's what everybody wants anyway. It's just for you to be who you are. Be your regular self. You don't have anybody to improve. You don't need to prove anybody wrong. I mean, you don't have anybody to impress. You don't need to prove anybody wrong. And there may be like haters, there may be naysayers, people talking shit. You may have to defend yourself, defend a trip that you went on or defend a trip that you're going on. But either way, we end this reading with Scorpio season here, Taurus, with the world in your hands and you having to choose a path. Same thing with the Lovers here. There's big choices to be made this Scorpio season. Are you going to stick with the status quo? Are you going to challenge the status quo? Are you going to stick with your traditions, with your dogma? Or are you going to choose a road less traveled and switch up the approach? All right, let's get into it. All right, Taurus, let's get into it. With this Knight of Pentacles being the first card out, it's really important that you guys be realistic, be really thorough, being methodical. This may not be the most fun start to Scorpio season, but this is the hardest working night in the deck. And so you may start Scorpio season, Taurus, working really hard on something, building something, setting something up. getting things together, being trusted with more responsibility at work, being trusted with more responsibility in life. It's just not a time to shy away from work, especially if you're working on a relationship, especially if love is the motive for you. I want to go ahead and clarify this Ten of Cups. Please clarify the Ten of Cups. How does this manifest? Because it's not, Ten of Cups, Two of Cups, the Lovers, they're not all limited to romantic or erotic love. Please clarify the Ten of Cups for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. And for you, there's just this working on getting past the ideal of how love is supposed to be, how it's supposed to look like. You really making a choice. Like, I feel like some of you, like someone may propose. Someone may be feeling like they're ready to propose. Some of you may have to get ready to say no to a proposal. Damn! This is what I'm talking about, though. You can't, and that's what I love about this shit. To have the Nine of Cups, to have the Ten of Cups, you got to get to the Nine of Cups, which is you being happy, satisfied with yourself before you can go like having this picturesque love life where it's just you and the kids and the property, whatever the dream is. It doesn't matter what the dream is if you're not loving yourself properly. If you don't love you, how the fuck are you supposed to love somebody else? How in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? That's what that's about. Please clarify the Lovers. And it's just time to try new things, clearly. Explore new things, take new trips, try new genres of media. It's time to just seek yourself through, well thought out choices, not just crazy, not that it's crazy, but not through spontaneous choice. But ultimately, the Lovers is about relating to others, establishing bonds, feeling love, feeling those bonds. And it doesn't have to be romantic love. For some of you, it definitely is. Some of you are going to be forming a union, a marriage, or acknowledging that you're getting closer with someone, becoming intimate. Some of you may have sex for the first time in a while with someone. Just don't be that person that's like you have sex with somebody and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I want to marry this person. Please clarify the Lovers. Because right now you're in a place of really figuring out, taking the slow and steady route to establishing some deep personal beliefs. Figuring out where you stand. How you are able to stay true to yourself. Like, what are your standards? What are your philosophies? Ooh, and I'm going to take that. Some of you, I'm saying some of you are proposing to someone or someone proposes to you. Some of you are having confrontation, speaking the truth. Someone may be telling you like intensely how they feel. Some of you may be having really ugly confrontations with someone that you really, really loved or still really love. And if, either way, no is no. There may be a Scorpio around, but this happens during Scorpio season. This confrontation comes in Scorpio season. It may be from a Scorpio. You may be just hearing an intense truth. Something that you don't necessarily want to hear because you want to commit to yourself. You're trying to get back to the best version of you. And though you may have love for this person, you need to just fucking chill out and rest and get your bearings back so you can get back on your feet. Please clarify the Hierophant. Because I mean, what's the ultimate thing is like, what is keeping you from the next level? Is there a lover? Is there a truth that you need to say? Is there a decision that you need to make that's preventing you from getting to the next level? Like, what's keeping you from leveling up? Some of you definitely need to be going back to school. Some of you need to really examine how your childhood dogma, childhood religion has molded your love style, how that's affected your relationship style. Some of you are learning, taking advice, taking counsel. A mentor comes in, or somebody that really inspires you, someone that looks or feels like a guru or whatever being around, and them helping you find ways to get back to peace. Getting a meditation teacher, possibly, some of you. Getting into guided meditations, mudras. Finding the keys to your wisdom. And the keys at the feet are showing you, that's one of my favorite things here. The keys at his feet are showing you, you have the power to unlock wisdom. These are the keys to heaven. The keys to the kingdom are within you. And someone could be coming in that really influences your spirituality. Yeah. Comes in and gives you the opportunity, or gives you the information that you need to leave a comfort zone. You learn something or study something, or maybe there's a Taurus, someone with heavy Taurus, Libra, or Virgo placements that comes in and really is like, hey, you could be doing better than this. I'm just saying you could do better. Tell me, have you heard that lately? I'm just saying you could do better. Hey. That's what that feels like. You could do better. And you may be having to fight yourself on this. Please clarify the Seven of Wands. What is Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising? What are they going to have to be overcoming? What's the opposition? I mean, there's that Mars opposition, but there's just shit with people. There's stuff coming up here. Please clarify. Ooh. Stuck together. It's a gang of them. Maybe. Overcoming the pressure that you're feeling at work, overcoming the pressure that you're feeling to reestablish a foundation. Some of you may be having to go talk to a professional about something. But there could be like going, this could be like, you are hiring an architect. Some of you may be having issues with focusing. You guys may be really having to overcome all the responsibility that you're taking on. Overcoming this new beginning, but you're almost there. This is completion. And when you overcome the pressure that you're putting on yourself to do better, you can really focus and collaborate. I do feel like you guys find like people, you find like a tribe, and then you get to go forward and you need to choose. Figure out which path are you taking? The tried and true, or the path unknown? Bottom of the deck is the sun, so either way it gets better. And light shines on your financial irresponsibility or your financial problems. The answer to those financial problems is doing shit for yourself, spending less, spending smarter. Maybe light shining, like you understanding why someone left, you understanding why you need to leave, You understanding why you can't trauma bond anymore, that you need to really speak your truth. There's definitely a Gemini or a Virgo, maybe even a Sagittarius. Yeah, maybe even a Sagittarius around that is like, it's time. But with the Wheel of Fortune here, that this is a big month for you guys. This is a big season. Magician, Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, Ace of Swords. It's like when you speak it into the universe responds, and a new path, a new way, a new risk to take presents itself. And the truth comes in, and you get the power to really to make some big cuts in your life, so you can have this happiness, this 1111. You can get a wish that you want. And you get back to lightness, back to brightness, back to the sun, back to the warmth. Coming back to yourself. I love you. You got this.